Hey folks, thanks for checking the video out. I want to do something a little bit different today because I've just got my hands on a new pedal. This is the Honey Badger Fuzz from Redbeard Effects, and the reason I wanted to do something with this is because I like fuzz. I think it's cool, but I never really use it in my guitar playing and my bass playing or anything like that. But I find it kind of a creative effect to use, and I love the idea of having octaves on drums as well. And this little puppy, or this little badger, has a little bit of both. So you've got the octave section and then you've got the fuzz as well, and they all kind of go in together and make something really special. And I'm using this from drums, and I'm kind of coming out of Logic and then going back into Logic. I want to show you how I'm doing it and kind of show you the awesome tones that I can get from a pedal like this. So let's check it out. Right, so I've got a beat first and foremost, sounds like this. Okay, and then I've got a kick and snare. It's called kick, but it's kick and snare, which is kind of just supporting that initial beat. Okay, so what I'm doing is sending this kick and snare out of Logic through my interface, into the pedal, out of the pedal, back into Logic, recording it on the channel. Simple as that. Well, it is with Logic, because we can use this here. We can use this I/O, and you can essentially just set it up as a loop. So you can set the latency offset. Here it was 60 samples, so it sends like a little tick and works out how long it takes to kind of come back round again. Send it out of an output on your interface, bring it back into an input on your interface, and that's just kind of it. And I've got it set up on a on like a new channel as well, so I can record into it. But I'm doing something a little bit interesting with this because it's a pedal, because it's hardware. I like to get a little bit tactile with stuff, so I like to kind of move controls and get a little bit into it. Let's take a look at the controls now though and see what it's got to offer. Volume, as you'd expect, is the overall volume of the pedal, all the way down, nothing, all the way up, loads. If you've got it set in the middle, then that's where I've got it, so that's kind of a midway point. Divide all the way down is 2 octaves. All the way up is 1 octave, but I like to go crazy, so let's take it all the way down. And then the octave control mixes the octave with the fuzz signal, and this is the level of fuzz, so that's kind of the amount of fuzz, and I'm manipulating that as I'm going along, as I am the treble. So when the snares are hitting, I want that treble, so I'm bringing it all the way up, or a bit more up. And when I've got the kicks there, I don't want it there so much, so I'm bringing it down to kind of 9 o'clock. And the bass, I've brought that up, so it's just kind of at 1:30, because I want that low end in the kick and the snare, but too much, and it's going to get a little bit overwhelming. But for the drums, this works nicely. Cool, so plenty on offer there. I'm actually going to be manipulating the treble and the fuzz control as the beat goes, because I like the kick to have like not a lot of top end but loads of fuzz, and then I like to have the snare to have slightly less fuzz but more top end. So I'm like manipulating things as I go. Take a listen to how it sounds. I think it's really cool and adds just another layer onto an already kind of cool sounding kick and snare, but it takes it to the next level. I think that's pretty cool. To be able to take stuff out and back into Logic really simply using this I/O plugin is a bit of a lifesaver for anyone who has like hardware equipment, any kind of outboard they like to use, or maybe didn't know you had a load of outboard. Maybe you've got a load of pedals and you've never really thought about it in that sort of sense. Like outboard should be in a rack, really, shouldn't it? Well, no, not necessarily. It can be any kind of hardware, i.e. a guitar pedal. So I like to use this kind of effect when I've just got stuff lying around that I really want to try out, because fuzz is cool, but it's even cooler when you get creative with it. I like to use it on drums, I like to use it on vocals, I like to use it on loops, on anything it's not really meant to be used on. I think is a really effective and creative thing to be able to do. Thanks for checking it out. Super simple, super easy, especially with this I/O plugin. I'll see you again soon. Take care.